Rarely does a piece of investigative reporting get such a big and quick response, and rarely is the undercover reporter such a fascinating character. Here's our Power Player of the Week.
We thought it'd be a funny YouTube video, and we'd get them to say something silly like, "Oh, you guys, that's cute," but we never in our wildest dreams did we ever imagine this.
James O'Keefe is still marveling at the impact of his undercover Acorn videos that provoked Congress to vote to cut off federal funding. But the 25-year-old filmmaker now has his own problem, with Acorn suing him for taping workers in Maryland, where the law requires all parties agree. Didn't you break the law?
I don't know what the law is. If you want to equate the concealment of the prostitution of children with videotaping someone without their consent, that's your moral prerogative. That's your moral choice. But that's just not right.
We wanted to find out what drives O'Keefe, who describes himself as a progressive radical, and what we discovered is a special outrage with liberal hypocrisy.
If you use their rules against them, you can really just tease them and mock them and really destroy them.
As a student at Rutgers, he became fed up with political correctness, especially about race. So on St. Patrick's Day 2004, he met with an administrator to demand they stop serving Lucky Charms cereal with its Irish leprechaun.
As you can see, we're not all short. I mean, but we have our differences of height, and we think this is stereotypical of all Irish Americans.
They said yes. And then I realized, okay, now I'm on to something.
2 years ago, he called Planned Parenthood offices to say he wanted to donate money to abort black babies so his child wouldn't be hurt by affirmative action.
That's definitely possible.
Oh, always, always.
Can I put this in the name of my son?
Absolutely.
This summer, when Hannah Giles called and proposed they sting Acorn, he was on board.
She said, I can be a prostitute. And that's when I said, what if I'm a pimp? And then we said, what if there are 13-year-old girls involved? And we just upped the ante and just made it more ridiculous.
O'Keefe wants to set the record straight. He denies reports on left-wing blogs he got any money from conservative backers. And he says he'll release all the tapes soon to show if any Acorn offices did the right thing. Why not release all the tapes at the start?
We knew that they would lie, and they would say, oh, you've got nothing, or you're dubbing your voice in. But you release a little bit at a time, and they get caught in their lie.
O'Keefe says he wants to do more undercover films, and he has some targets in mind. He says his friends always tell him the next sting will never work.
They'll never say yes. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. Every time they say yes. So people say, you're never going to do it again. I disagree with them. I think that I'll come up with a new strategy, and I'll get them to say yes.
O'Keefe says in a few days he'll release video of their undercover visit to Acorn's Philadelphia office. And he denies the charge. Acorn threw the two of them out of the office and called the cops. We'll see.